know what to expect. Compositions may be entirely different, Simo. Like, this might be where Cloud9 busts out a Viper, or freaking TSM busts out a Viper. There's no telling what we're in for.
We'll have to kind of chalk it up to our own imagination as we are going to be popping into this matchup. It's going to be interesting to see how, of course, TSM make this map pick work for them. That's ultimately what they came in here to accomplish. That's what they wanted. They banned out Haven, a map that they are incredibly comfortable on, and now put it down to this. They haven't played it all throughout the qualifier. They haven't needed to, as they've been very convincing in their 2-0 victories on Haven, on Ascent, you know, on the maps that they have played. For Cloud9, we'll also get a new look as finally a little bit of a different composition. Vice on the Sova, Relyks on the Phoenix, and a little bit of a different change than what we're normally used to.
All right, so we're getting something a little spicy here, right? Oftentimes when we do see a change on this Cloud9 composition, it's because we see TenZ on Reyna instead of on Jett. But this time we're seeing something a bit different. Super excited to see how this plays out. TSM is going to be starting on the attacking side as they work their way towards hookah. Mitch gets taken out. Unfortunate circumstances, he gets punched in the face. Wardell gets in on the action as well, as, ladies and gentlemen, chaos ensues right outside of the teleporter. One member left on the side of Cloud9 after the dust settles, and it's Vice with the frenzy, who already has 4, looking for the ace. What a start to the map, baby!
Okay, so let's break down that map. Let's break down that round, because I know, you know, people like Sideshow, people like Vansili, people like Immortal Minds, they're going to look at that round one and be like, holy smokes, what a beautiful way to play that execute through the portal. So they throw a player early into the portal, anticipating maybe presence towards B short. They have Mitch holding the hookah angle, and Shinobi's, sorry, no, not Shinobi. Shinobi jumps in through the portal. They have 2 players in hookah and then 3 players towards the A site, ready to hop through the portal and bring the fight to TSM. And they also stack things up after Mitch falls with a fat paranoia and just continue the onslaught from both sides. It seems like TSM's like, where do we focus? Where do we provide our focus in this push? Because it's hookah, it's portal. How do we figure out which one to focus on? And Cloud9 come in with a right hook.
It was absolute chaos. And even with that set piece that you just so masterfully described, it dropped down to a 1v1, Simo. A 1v1 at the hands of a frenzy, no less. So huge statement by Cloud9. They're gonna have plenty of guns to work with here in this next round. TSM's already down to 3 members left. The spike, not really anywhere near a site at this point. It's a really strong start for Cloud9.
Cloud9 just trying to hold on to this B site. That recon bolt will not last for long, as TSM likely looking for a late round A site hit, as they're just causing a lot of ruckus. They can still pull off, but if these members end up falling like that, it's all going to be pulled down to hazed, who
30 seconds left.
Dispatches. Now it's down to Cutler. They know exactly where he is to jump through. Looking for a jumping classic. Unfortunately, he's kind of stuck by the shots there from Vice. Can't really get a lot more movement momentum. So Cloud9 win the first 2 rounds. This is now going to be TSM on the gun round. If this round does not go well, I worry that the tempo of the series is really starting to favor Cloud9. I want TSM to bring us to map 3 because I want an exciting semifinal. And I know that Wardell is hype. I know that Subroza is hype. I know that they want to bring the action. But if Cloud9 win this round that should statistically go in the favor of TSM, it is not going to bode well for the rest of this half.
Cloud9 only bringing 1 Phantom into this round and 4 Spectres across the rest of the board towards the full rifles of TSM. So you got to give them the nod here. But, well, of course, as I say that, Relyks is able to get 1. TenZ gets 1 as well. Wardell's going to trade it out as they shimmy their way onto that A site. Subroza working his way through U-Haul. Wardell is there as well. Relyks trying to flash off, trying to keep things at bay while he waits for his teammates to arrive. And Simo, they're going to be coming in from both sides.
I love how Cloud9 play the flanks. They are already committed 2 members towards that short side, and as a result, you're seeing TSM trying to anticipate it. They're being pinched. Once again, I feel like Cloud9, I should call them the Oreo team, because they sandwich every single round. But this time, TSM are able to at least fight back. Smokes are down, and now we're seeing a little bit of a teleport play there from Subroza, but unfortunately, he's down and out for the count. All down to Cutler. Shock Dart not going to connect. Cloud9 should be able to push him out. The Nano Swarm is going to do exactly that. And as I highlighted, this is not a round that TSM want to lose. Cloud9 have really shown some phenomenal prowess to kick things off on Vine.
And we've seen a couple of early funny looks out of Cloud9 around that telly. So we'll keep a close eye on whether or not they continue to do that. But Cloud9 just looks so good early on. Vice at 6-0. Yeah, that ace certainly helped. But Relyks is showing up at action as well. The way he held off that site really by himself initially, bringing things down to a 5v2 for Cloud9 was just absolutely beautiful. Relyks looks good. Cloud9 looks good right now. But this is where you said it best. You run the risk of things getting a little out of control here for TSM, and they don't have a ton to work with as far as artillery goes.
Cage triggered.
Fortunate there for shinobi. They really want that weapon. Hazed gonna pick it up. Once again, the Venn diagram on the ground. Cypher cages all around. They're now going to start to push in. Run it back's dealt with, and so is Hazed. That brand new weapon, that shiny new car, has already been totaled. Now back to the shop with you. The rest of TSM holding on to this A-shore position. Cloud9 no longer looking for that sandwich. They're going to retake accordingly. Cutler finds a shot there with the Sheriff. Things are now looking a little bit better for TSM on this eco. And we've seen how these 50 rounds can really slip away from Cloud9. There's a 3v4, they push in, TenZ trade. Wardell with 2. That's going to be down to the 1v2 Mitch, just trying to survive as he sees Wardell up above, raining from the sky. And now Subroza, oh my goodness, almost slips away. But the 50 round in the hands of TSM, a round they desperately needed to win, can now start to balloon their own economy moving in the round ahead.
And that was perfect for Team Solo mid there. And again, the Blade Storm, right? The Blade Storm that we talk about time and time again in an eco situation, proving to be the difference maker. Wardell absolutely went off on that site, got a couple of insanely important picks, and Cloud9 just got picked apart. And there was a moment there where TSM was the one who thrived in the chaos. We saw in the opening round, it was Cloud9 in the midst of the madness that emerged victorious, but that time it was TSM who like purposely played into the chaos and was able to get exactly what they needed. But look at the aggression out of Cloud9. They're just running right at TSM.
How do Cloud9 find those openings? Of course, TSM are still up on the man advantage. They still have the advantage here in terms of who is left and who is not for Cloud9. Fault line to try to stop the Showers push, but Relyks is still interested, still unfazed. They will plant behind the APC, a very interesting plant position as they want to play towards the defender side. They're now going to switch roles. Cloud9 is the attack and TSM are the defense. We'll see if Mitch on the late round rotation through the spawn will be able to help Cloud9 retake the site, or are they just looking for exits, because it does seem to be the case.
For a moment, I thought Mitch on the rotate was going to be able to do something there and pinch them in, but he thought twice about it, shuffled backwards, and they are going to play out for the save. And I get it, Mitch, he's going to have an operator, so you want to carry that into the next round, but TSM, given the chaos that was the first round, respond in kind very impressively for them to get things back to a competitive nature. Simo, we were worried about the momentum that Cloud9 was going to be bringing into this map, right? 13-6 on TSM's good map, and then you kick it off with an ace on the pistol round. You're like, TSM just got punched in the mouth. But they have responded. They've done so well in dealing with the adversity, in standing strong, and they find themselves just down one round. Those last 2 rounds were huge.
Absolutely important for them, and now moving forward, TSM have started to build their own economy 2 rounds in a row. They've been able to save a lot of weaponry from that previous round. A very interesting look from Cloud9 to at least get aggressive and pack a punch at themselves, but TSM were still able to be none the wiser. Now moving into this one, this could tie things up 3-3, but Cloud9 still have weapons online 2 rounds in a row. They're sitting at 2,400, and the loss bonus could be 2,900 after this, but we'll see as TSM a little bit spread out looking for information, and for the first time, they're going to be hitting this B site, a look that we haven't seen on a gun round yet from TSM.
Oh, the last time the spike was here was a bloodbath. But the problem is, Simo, they're pushing right into all of Killjoy's utility. So they don't. It's just so insanely tough to get onto this site when Killjoy, is set up here. Furthermore, we've already got the paranoia coming out of shinobi. TenZ is going to get an opening pick onto hazed on the opposite side of the map, so there is no additional information to be gained there. They have to go B.
40 seconds or so and some change left on the clock. TSM going to hightail it over towards the A site where we have Vice TenZ, but nope, they changed their mind. Wardell gonna find a late round shot there with the operator, but still Flash means Mitch will be able to convert. Nano Swarm to stop any aggressive looks. Jumping
30
into
seconds
Hookah.
left.
TSM down to 3. Man advantage to Cloud9. Turret will spot one out, but it looks like a late round portal play is possible. Well, 20 seconds, it's now or never. Now they start to come in. Hunter's Fury from the side of Fletchler. He's going to start to do some damage. Does not find anybody, but it's the trade for trade. The 2v2 now is all that remains. But 10 has arrived, and Vice has got his
10
own.
seconds left.
Hunter's Fury, the Blade Storm will find its mark, and Cloud9 now lead by 2.
TSM had a couple of opportunities there, but I think the problem was they ran out of time, right? They couldn't invest into the teleplay. Wardell worked his way up B long with the operator to try to establish some presence there, but the Killjoy turret was in a perfect position to dissuade any movement that way. So as soon as they stepped towards that telly, they knew exactly that was a possibility, that was an option. And then again, for Cloud9, the Blade Storm out of TenZ, it seems like every time the guy does something absolutely insane and you think there's no way TenZ outdoes himself, he does it again. 4-2 lead for Cloud9, and well, TenZ getting the best of Wardell.
I can imagine Wardell's not happy about that. Neither is Coach Myth, which I'm assuming the strategy from the playbook is not working out as intended for this second map. TenZ looking for potentially another shot. Paranoia will pull him off, and that seems to be the name of the game for a lot of teams. You don't need to risk your life if it doesn't need to be worth risking. Vice, TenZ still going to hold on the site. Red carpet's rolled out, but nobody's going to be looking to walk it. Now it is TSM that'll have control of this A site. Down to, of course, the 5v4. Still very doable here for TSM. But it all depends on these next few seconds. They're pushing in TenZ, repositioning, still alive, buys himself milliseconds of time for the rest of the team as they start to push in. Vice versus the one final player, Subroza. And it's Mitch that'll dispatch him accordingly. A very quick round here from Cloud9, putting us up to 5-2. TSM get on the site, but they can't hold it for long.
Well, and I loved the Rolling Thunder out of TSM there. It may not have necessarily knocked anybody up on the side of Cloud9, but what it did was it created space. Folks, using it into U-Haul allowed members of TSM to funnel into that area right behind it. So if there's a challenge, they're surely going to win that gunfight, but additionally, if there's not, they still establish control and presence in that area. So TSM, like you said, got onto the site. They played that so well, unfortunately not able to hold it as Cloud9 responded really well. They find themselves up 3 rounds. TSM on a mixed buy here. You see a couple of pistols. Things not looking good for TSM so far.
I'd imagine on Bind, it is the defensive half that favors regardless of the scenario. Looking at the statistics for the entire tournament, Bind, in fact, every map has been defender-sided across the board. Even though some teams prefer the attack, even though some teams prefer Mitch to just pop off, find one pick, it's traded, and now the weapon has been upgraded. We'll see now the rotation from Cloud9. They're not afraid to use the portal. They're not afraid to make a little noise as TSM are down to 3. Just trying to get the spike on the site. They can't even do that as Cloud9 have already arrived.
They're getting out. They're getting out. They're getting out. They took the tally. Wardell's going to get the heck out, and he's going to get onto A. Likely going to be able to get the spike down. They already have somebody at the pinch point as well. And who else but Subroza? He's going to be the first one to see members of Cloud9 rotate their way over. The problem is the sandwich team themselves, Cloud9, are going to be pinching in from the flank as well. They've managed to get onto the site. They're going to get some info there. Subroza spots, not able to get a kill, but gets info. They have lost Heaven control.
Now as they start to come in, Wardell loses a crucial gunfight. Now it's down to the 4v2. Subroza will at least be able to nullify how Wardell was not able to find that frag. Now it's down to the 3v2. They got to defuse the spike. Subroza will answer back. Now it's the 2v2. The spray here from Subroza. He wants to try to stop the defuse, but Relyks is going to come in from behind. The spray almost doesn't secure it, but Shinobi alongside Relyks will be able to secure that 6th round. The defuse is close. 1 second too late. And TSM would have given themselves a 3rd round. Very well played there in the retake. I like the execute. You called it. The late round rotate from TSM, but Cloud9 still able to break through onto that A site.
And it was the pinch, right? It was the problems where TSM, as they should, right? Because they're on the site, they've gotten the spike down, they're trying to take post plant positions, excuse me. But Cloud9 being able to apply pressure from multiple spots, that on top of the fact that Subroza was not able to get an opening pick on that pinch point when they're coming in from the defending side. That is what caused problems for TSM there. The execute was beautiful. Like, they had it, that was there. But again, TSM gets onto the site, they're not able to hold it. Cloud9 showing extreme proficiency in taking sites back.
Definitely a scary sight for TSM. Now, I feel like we have to consistently remind ourselves that the stakes for this open qualifier is for seeding. I've seen that tweeted like a million times. Finesse, one of those players that like a player will be like, oh, I'm so hyped, I'm ready. And Finesse is just like proceeding. And so he just tries to pack a little bit of a punch. We're now seeing the flash. Subroza in a lot of trouble. And he'll definitely feel that seeding in the morning. Now it's down to 5-4. TSM still want this B side, but once again, they're prepared with hazed on the flank. They can top this portal, jump in through this portal, and the A side should be relatively easy to take, but they're taking their sweet time. They might just funnel all the way back to B, as they know that Cloud9, I mean, I wouldn't say they over-rotate, but they're like, oh, they tricked us. Well, let's try to trick them. So TSM, I think, will have the advantage here.
All right, so TSM has shown us a number of different looks here on the attacking side. The problem is Cloud9 has been able to handle everything that TSM has thrown at them, but now we're getting a different look. The problem, Simo, is that the rotation back towards B is taking too long. Cloud9 heard the telly go off, and they're like, okay, yeah, pull everything back towards A, but wait a second, where the heck are these guys? You get the yips, you start waiting around, like, where the heck are they? So you rotate back, and that's exactly what Cloud9 does. Now TSM's going to get onto the site, but they only have 8 seconds, and Vice stops it dead in its tracks. Wardell is able to get... However, and he's got the op as well to take care of Vice, but no, TSM gets taken out. Shinobi, the IGL from Cloud9, keeping things comfortable for Cloud9.
No time. That was the problem. It was the 6th man in the lobby. Time was not in favor of TSM there. And while it was a slower rotate towards the B site, they were making sure that they were dotting their I's and crossing their T's. They did not want that late round flank from Mitch and Shinobi that has been so potent in those A site takes. They come in from A shore and they're like, where did you come from? Where did you go? Cotton Eye Joe, that whole business. And this time TSM, they were not willing to risk that B short rotate. So they're like, let's just take it slow. Let's just play it a little bit slower and we'll see if we can catch somebody in rotation. But Cloud9 this time played the passive way and were able to find more success in TSM.
Yeah, here again, Cloud9 not playing aggressively, right? And Wardell was waiting for it. You saw him use the Blade Storm, wait for something pushing through showers. Nobody pushes through. Now it's actually an Owl Drone that's going to come through to try to establish some semblance of information. TSM looking like they're going to want to play towards A short. They've waited. It looks like, yep, this one's going to be hot and heavy, but TenZ. Oh, TenZ! TenZ is able to mow them down, looking for a third, not able to get it. As Subroza with the Guardian makes it sing. Wardell's able to get one as well as Cloud9 are just down to 3 members left, but Vice picks Subroza apart before he even gets a chance to get onto the site. TSM down to 2.
Yeah, the Shock Dart will do a little bit of chip damage as they're just trying to pre-fire. Cutler with the Sheriff, it's traded back from Mitch, but now the Wardell factor is in play. He's going to find that one early onto Mitch, down to the 1v1. Wardell up against Relyks. Wardell going to play the patient game, as is Relyks. 30 seconds left on the clock. If Wardell opts in to go towards that B site through the portal, there is a turret and there is an alarm bot waiting for him, but he is going to look for the frag instead. Relyks waiting with the angle, but they just see each other like ships passing in the night. But now it's daytime, and there's 14 seconds left to plant. Wardell sprints on over towards the site. He's going to be stopped here by the alarm bot, by the turret, but he's just going to dash on through, looking to get that spike planted. Relyks now in position. He gets it down with 2 seconds left on the clock. The flash comes through, but Wardell does not get flashed. 74 HP. The dream, as now comes the nightmare. It's Wardell. Scary sights for Relyks as Wardell will clutch the round, putting up TSM to 3 rounds.
And Simo, you called the utility of Killjoy on the B site as what should have been the safety net That should have stopped Wardell, or at least bought enough time, deal a bit of damage, you know, make him think twice about it. For Cloud9, for Relyks, excuse me, to get over, to take care of business. But he managed, Wardell did, excuse me, managed to dash onto the site in such a way to where the turret hit him once. The alarm bot never went off. Like, all of the defensive measures that were put in place to stop that exact play were nullified because of how Wardell got onto the site, because of the angle that he held. So, huge play from TSM to get a third round on the board to try to keep this first half competitive. Cloud9 is not out of the woodworks yet, folks.
TenZ got the blade storm, and now as they start to come onto the site, that's one blade that connects. He's going to refresh that Wardell. Proving to be a nuisance. Now TenZ trying to reposition. Unfortunately, he's the only member left on the site. This should be around here for TSM as they've managed to find themselves in a huge advantage. But of course, we also have to wonder what Relyks and Mitch are capable of doing in this 2vx scenario. Subroza waiting, playing close. Mitch on the opposite side. The fault line's going to help out with that. Wonderfully executed. Now it's just down to Relyks. You know exactly where he is. Peek. And you die. Cutler gonna take him down. TSM potential here to bring us up 7-5, and I never would have thought that, considering how dominant this half has been for Cloud9. The fact that TSM could even bring it within 2 is an impeccable feat.
Yeah, man. Again, like you said, for how this half has gone, to get to 7-5 for TSM, that's huge, right? That keeps the second half competitive, and it's been Wardell leading the charge. 12-8. Looking like he's thinking, all right, he is going to take that operator into this next round. TSM somehow, again, given all of the impressive work that Cloud9 has been able to do, find themselves in a very good situation. Furthermore, they have 4 ultimates to work with. You just saw Relyks pick up the Reddit back, and he's going to use it instantly. But there's nobody home. There's nobody there. TSM has invested everything over onto that A site. They're going to push their way into showers. There's going to be one. Just Sova, who's going to be hanging out from the opposite side, but there's the entry. That's the Rolling Thunder, and that's going to give them access onto A.
Okay, Subroza, he was trying to stop the flank coming in, or stop the retake coming in from the defender spawn. The lockdown's going to be a problem because they have to get rid of it. They're going to use the Hunter's Fury to do so, as Cutler is going to be able to take it down. They've got a Hunter's Fury of their own. Vice just trying to track Cutler. Almost finds him. Almost finds Wardell as well, but now playing close is going to be Drone. He's waiting on the opposite side. Subroza was waiting and playing this angle last time. Now as Vice starts to come through, can a multi-kill come through for Drone? He's hoping for it. Finds 2 in the round. Can he find another? Yes, he can. Give it to him. Drone with 3. It's down to 10 in a 1v3 scenario. If there was anyone on C9 that would want in this scenario, it would be TenZ. Now Wardell peeks out from the side. That's the Tailwind to dodge it. Tailwind after Tailwind seems to be a skill matchup, but no match for Cutler as he takes him down. TSM finished the half 7-5. Started out rocky, but they definitely hit the road and added a little bit of ice cream to boot. Now we're moving into the second half of Cloud9 on the attack.
Oh my gosh, there's so much to talk about just from that last round, but before we get in there, let's take a look at the highlights from the first half presented by our friends over at GoPuff. And yeah, it was the beginning, it was that pistol round, it was the pandemonium that ensued, and Vice, again, with the frenzy, was just able to rip them to shreds. It dropped down to a 1v1, and that always feels good, right? But again, TSM, given how
10 seconds left.
Well, I don't want to say disastrous, but given how raw the beginning of that half looked for TSM, again, for them to be at 7-5 here was huge. And it was Drone. Drone with the multi-kill here was able to take care of Cloud9. And it wasn't the exact same pinch point that we were talking about earlier with Subroza. It was a little bit further back, but the pinch point was there. They held it, and they were able to keep Cloud9 at bay. So TSM responding very nicely to close out that half.
I like this play. 2 jump through the portal, but Vice getting a couple of shots through the double box. The rest of Cloud9 pushing through the showers. On the opposite side waits Wardell, and he does, in fact, hit those. He don't miss. Hoping on the other side is Relyks that he does miss, because he's about to get a world of pain. Now it's a fake execute towards the B site. TenZ actually dashes forward, and this is quite the fake here for Cloud9. They're preparing for the Blaze Wall. They're setting down the hot hands, but Vice is down and out for commission. We're seeing action on both sides. And still, TSM are holding down both sides, but Cloud9 have already lost a member in A short. And now it'll be traded. Cutler will fall. TenZ deep back in the elbow. The smoke here to try to help him escape, and he does so valiantly. Wardell still like a rock, unmoved on that A site.
And the spike is actually staying over there, right? Like,
30
it looked like
seconds
they
left.
invested resources to get some info on to B, but it was all a fake the entire time. But the fake was actually a fake for the fake.
What?
I'm losing all of the fakes to keep up on this. Wardell's there. Wardell's able to get one. Relyks is able to trade it out. They're going to get the spike. They're going to get it down over onto that A side as well. No!
Wow.
Relyks! Oh, Relyks got taken out before he was able to get the spike down.
10
Shinobi
seconds left.
is able to get one, however. Now he's the one who has to try to get the spike down, but he's gonna get taken out. TSM, another chaotic pistol round between these two squads, and this time, it's TSM that emerges victorious.
It seems like Cloud9 have been in the hyperbolic time chamber working on the pistol, because these back-to-back pistols have been incredibly spicy, but I have to commend TSM for playing rock solid. They were like Malphite, unmovable and unstoppable force that eventually Cloud9 could just not break through. We saw the positioning from TSM. Subroza and Wardell never left the A site. In fact, they pushed forward. Subroza made his way up into A short, while the rest of TSM were struggling to deal with the TenZ factor on towards that B site, and now Cloud9 on the pistol. Likely going to be a little bit of a, whoa. Such an interesting interaction. I for sure thought that the recon dart was going to be able to spot them out, but they play that well. This is likely going to be a big, fast B-side hit. We'll see how it pans out for TSM.
Cloud9 does bring one share to this fight, but everything else is going to be classics. Relyks is able to flash out Drone. Drone's going to have to back up a little bit, but still holding that tight angle with the Bulldog. He has spotted one, not going to land, and he's getting pushed back yet again. He's already been tagged up considerably.
Uh-oh. Drone, run! Run, Drone, run! He gets out alive. Wardell will be able to send some parting shots. Shinobi, but that spike still needs to get planted. Vice looking to do the dirty work there. Wardell has already had a phenomenal performance with the Bulldog, letting it off the leash. Hazed. Spectre. Not looking like a great round here for Cloud9, as it's a flawless one for TSM. They'll tie us up 7-7. And now we have evened things out. Cloud9 will be on the gun round, the round to follow. And we'll see if, in similar fashion, TSM could answer back with 3 rounds string together of their own, which Cloud9 so handsomely did in that first half.
Simo, there was a point at which the score was 7-2. Had you told me that a couple of rounds later we'd be knotted up at 7 apiece, I would have called you a liar. But TSM, once again, respond to adversity so well. They're able to fight their way back into this thing, knotted up at 7. Now, however, is where the rubber meets the road. Now Cloud9 is going to have full guns. Now we're going to get into the routine of the second half, and now we're going to see, can TSM continue the success? The pistol round is a huge first step. Winning the following round, absolutely insane as well. But now it's on TSM to hold fast.
Very well done there from TenZ to stop Wardell from, to be honest, popping off. He had the Blade Storm. He was hoping to tailwind updraft into the Blade Storm and absolutely dunk on Relyks, who was waiting on the opposite side. But with every dunker, there's going to be a point guard to help assist. And of course, TenZ was there and able to stop the dunk in the process. Cloud9 now with the man advantage, looking like a great round for them, but an aggressive push up the shower. Shinobi is going to be able to stop it. Subroza just trying to run away, just trying to escape, smokes himself off. The spray gonna, looks like it connected, but unfortunately Subroza is still relatively alive. Now he's gonna feel a little bit more pain. 37 HP remaining. Can't really do a whole lot about that. Cloud9 on the precipice of a flawless round as TSM just trying to figure out which site it's gonna be.
Well, there goes the flawless round. Hazed is able to get one. He's also going to upgrade his weapon as Vice starts to plant the spike. This was a gun round, folks, and it was a disadvantageous gun round for TSM because they were bringing in SMGs, but a gun round nonetheless as Cloud9 find themselves up considerably in personnel. Just one member left on the side of TSM, and it's going to be Color. Color has the Bulldog, and it looks like he's just going to save, maybe try to play a few exits, but Cloud9 is going to take the lead back.
I feel like statistically, the team that wins the pistol and then converts more often than not loses that third round. Economically, it makes sense, right? Economic advantage makes sense. If TSM were going to be able to swing this around similar to how Cloud9 did in the first half, they would have absolutely destroyed Cloud9 on this. Yep. This is a defender-sided map. Well, statistically, every map has been defender-sided. for this tournament, for this open qualifier, even though we know secretly that some maps may be a little bit more favored towards the attack. The stats don't lie for the open qualifier, and so for TSM, they're definitely sitting a little bit more prettier than Cloud9 in this instance. They should be a little bit happier, but of course, Cloud9 definitely shocked us on a sense as well with how potent their defense and their attack were. So I wouldn't really chalk it up to just, oh, this is defender-sided. Oh, yeah, TSM's going to win. I still think Cloud9 has something left in the tank.
And again, TSM has shown that they're more than capable of meddling back and keeping this thing competitive. So for either of these squads, really, folks, we are far from over. This match will continue to deliver as, once again, we find ourselves in a very close score. Cloud9 up 1 in the second match of this best-of-3. Winner advances to the finals tomorrow. Loser goes home, is eliminated. Cloud9 trying to keep TSM back. It looks like they're going to try to make a play towards onto A. TSM has invested a lot of their resources over onto B with just 2 members hanging out over on this site. Relyks, yep, so he's going to go an aggressive hero. Subroza is going to get pushed back by the shock dart and the guns of TenZ. Relyks manages to get on there, but TenZ is able to take care of 2. TSM down to 3.
Such a standard play there for Cloud9, and really a standard play on Mind. Using the Phoenix to help push in, run it back, clear out the lamp side. And, of course, TSM are going to focus that. They don't want that clone to go off to a running start, but it is, in fact, TenZ who's able to nip that in the bud there for TSM. So now TSM likely going to be rotating around, maybe trying to find some exits, maybe trying to hold on to these weapons. But, of course, Cloud9, they're not comfortable with just sitting pretty. They want to be involved as well. We are seeing, I like the setup here from TSM. They've got an angle towards that portal side in hookah. And so as Cloud9 jump through, I can expect, if they jump through, that TSM will just spray that for good measure, maybe find a pick, maybe find 2. We'll see. Oh, 1 gets tagged, and now Cloud9's like, yeah, don't go in there. Yeah, it's a death trap. Yeah, you don't want to end up in there.
Relyks was on the flank too. Oh, he is able to get one. Oh, but he gets traded out by Drone. Relyks played the long con of that round for what felt like an eternity as he slowly waddled his way over back towards B. I thought he wasn't going to get there in time, but was able to get a kill on the way out there. Cloud9 up 2 rounds, but TSM, they've got guns. Wardell with the op, a tale as old as time, 17-10, looking to keep this close against Cloud9.
That is a scary sight there for Cloud9 once they realize that that is what the play is going to be. But I like this play from Wardell. He's going to get aggressive towards B short. Unfortunately, that aggression doesn't really pay off as Cloud9 not setting up for a B side push anytime soon, at least for the early looks of the round. Subroza trying to play close in the smoke, sprays through on the TenZ, does land a couple of shots. He's just trying to run out of the clips, run it dry. But Subroza still survives. TenZ is like, I'm not going to let you live. Tries to get the goal, but loses it. TSM dismantle Cloud9, but it's partly down now to a 2v2. Spike likely going down shortly, but they need to pick it up first. Wardell still alive. Shots with the op ringing true. Has the Blade Storm available if he really wants to cook things up. Wardell is going to play this patiently. He's going to play it carefully. Wait for the peek there from Relyks. I wonder if there's a curveball left in the tank. That would be the way to take care of Relyks. Shock dart's going to hurt just as much. Shot's going to almost ring true. Wardell down to just single-digit HP. That's the op shot. That'll connect, but the time is ticking. Vice has won many a clutch. This may be another one for the bag. TSM, they don't have a lot of information on the site. They still have a lot of time, but the spike is starting to increase in tempo, and that is a glaring sign that TSM need to act. One is defusing. Spray from Vice. Shock dart's gonna help out in that process, but he's still alive, still defusing. Pros don't fake, and pros win round. TSM bring us up 9-8.
Oh, the shock dart was there, and the problem was the spike was playing it in the cubby. So if he's holding that U-Haul angle, he can't see in the little corner of that Tetris piece. So there was no way for him to respond. The only thing he had was that shock dart. He tried it, it hurt, it didn't feel good, but he was able to just stick it and fight through that. So TSM played that so well, and again, it was Wardell with the op. He peeks aggressively, goes through Telly, and then instead of rotating through their spawn, they actually work all their way back through the defending spawn and just cause fits for Cloud9. TSM played that so well, Simo.
TSM right on the heels of Cloud9. 4 ultimates available. Blade Storm wasn't used last round. Neural Theft, if they can find a corpse, can definitely play a factor. Hunter's Fury, stop pushes and stop a lockdown. We're not anticipating a lockdown here from Cloud9, but if it was there, that's what it would be used for. And of course, from the shadows for Subroza to help gather the information. A heavy stack towards the shower side. We're now seeing them run it back. They're going to be looking towards the push on the A side, and now here they come. Really uncontested by TSM. They're going to end up playing the retake up against Cloud9.
Oh, hazed was able to take care of TenZ. One member down. There's a neural theft that's been used. Subroza spots one. Subroza gets the business as Vice gives it to him. And that's going to drop things down to 3. However, for Cloud9, and one of them is certainly worse for where make that 2. Mitch, the only healthy one on the side of Cloud9 there. Excuse me, not healthy. He has 3 health. The health was so low, I didn't even see the health bar. Drone is able to take care of Mitch.
Left.
TSM in firm control, as it looks like they're going to knot this bad boy up at 9. Ladies and gentlemen, this thing continues to deliver.
Yeah, super unfortunate there for Cloud9. TSM really held on to that site exceptionally well. They did not let the theatrics of the run it back really scare them too much. And I think hazed finding that early pick on the round really helped TSM in dissuading plant from Cloud9. I thought for sure Cloud9 were at least going to get a plant and be able to play the post plant. But the fact that that never happened, Shinobi pushed aggressively. He was the first one in the back of the site. He had the spike in hand. Very unfortunate there for Cloud9, but TSM has to give them credit where credit is deserved. Now we're looking at potentially the last gun round for Cloud9 as economy is starting to look a little disadvantageous.
Slow start here from both of these squads. TSM not playing aggressively, not dashing through A short, and really just waiting for Cloud9 to come to them. And the thing is, Cloud9 look like they're waiting exactly for that, waiting to see if TSM's going to play this aggressively, but there's nobody dashing through, there's nobody pushing forward.
Cloud9 consistently playing it slow. We're going to see the Hunter's Fury there from Vice just try to clear out the lamp side. Unfortunately, nobody's home, but there is Subroza. This was not within range of the Hunter's Fury there. Now just trying to escape. Once again, a plan wants to go to the favor. hazed mows down to Cloud9 on this gun round. Not looking good. Once again, these A-site hits have been less than desirable for Cloud9 as TSM have been very successful in holding off the push. The spike will go down, but a 2v4 very difficult here for Cloud9.
And I mean, they have an ult, but it's not one that's really going to be very helpful here as members of TSM all start to rotate and all start to funnel over. Shinobi, who's had a slow map, is going to hit a good paranoia. Looks like he's going to try to telly back behind them. Oh no! He got canceled. Oh my gosh! Shinobi does it, ladies and gentlemen. Drops it down to 2v2. Somehow stays alive, but Cutler stops it. It looked dicey for TSM, but Cutler, Clutchler does it again. That's going to give TSM the lead.
What a play there from Shinobi. That was some spicy theatrics coming up from Cloud9. He teleports behind. Wardell's like, yeah, miss me with that. But they don't check the 50 in the lamps. Shinobi finds 2 picks there. Brings it down to the 2v2. But when Wardell's in that 2v2, when Wardell's in that 1vx scenario, you have to account for the TSM Wardell factor. You just have to. You just have to. The man's about to drop a 20 bomb on Cloud9 after he just barely missed the window on Ascent. This is his map. This is his playground. Cloud9, once again on the gun round. I thought for sure they were going to be down to an eco, but this will be potentially the last gun round for them as they'll drop down to pistols in the round to follow.
And TenZ is bringing an operator on this round, so this is a big one for Cloud9. They haven't found very much success on the attacking side. We talked about how this could be defensive-sided, and well, Cloud9 look good on attack on Ascent, so can they continue to replicate that success on Bind? So far, it's been all TSM. They have a 1-round lead, they have a couple of ults to work with as well, and they've got money to blow, Simo. Things are sitting real pretty for TSM.
And for TSM, this is an important map as well. This is Bind, this is what they selected. They banned Haven as a result of it, a map that C9 have shown that they are to a certain extent weaker at than the rest of the map pool in the tank. And so TSM, there had to have been a pretty good reason to ban Haven and to select Bind instead. And we're seeing that now as they're fighting tooth and nail for round after round. We're now looking at Subroza just trying to hold off the push for the rest of Cloud9 as they're once again going towards this A side, getting that spike down, and TSM will have
Spike
to play.
planted.
Oh, Shinobi gets a huge pick onto Wardell on the opposite side of the map. That's going to give them the numbers advantage. Cloud9 has the Blade Storm to work with, but Subroza trying to play in aggressively, seeing if he can clear out that U-Haul space. Checks the first 50 so far, so good.
Bomb grenade
Mitch.
out.
Oh, they know he's there. They know he's there. He's able to get one. He's able to get the second one as well. Mitch does it again. TSM just down to 2 members left. TSM with hazed. He's holding things down up in heaven. He's got a Phantom to work with, but they know where he is. He's been flashed out as well. Cloud9, excuse me, have personnel for days. Mitch is certainly weaker, but the spike just continues to tick. Cutler's able to take care of TenZ, playing aggressively there, but the round is going to go in favor of Cloud9 and freaking A. We're tied again.
Cutler dying there is a little unfortunate. Imagine TSM have been able to build up a pretty relatively safe economy. It's a little bit on the edge there, a little bit up against the ropes. You'll see Cutler deciding what he does want to purchase. A Spectre. It's unfortunately going to be what the doctor ordered. The prescription not really coming in full this time, missing a couple of pills in the tank. But for Cloud9, oh, is Wardell gonna buy down to buy for Cutler? Maybe. No, he might be saving for an op in the round to follow. That might be the play here. But he's looking to get involved. Weiss, unfortunately, blinded by the light. He's going to be sitting out for this round. Cloud9 now down a member, looking towards this A site once again.
What a good entry from TSM, man. They're picking him apart all over the map. The aggressive play from Wardell. Then Subroza gets one as well. Now, Cloud9, excuse me, have managed to get onto A yet again, but Shinobi playing this a little bit further back. The problem with that lockdown is that TSM can still play from heaven. They can still hold down the pipes area and try to work those angles. Additionally, when you've got the Hunter's Fury, you absolutely nullify that move, that ultimate. However, Cloud9 have decided that they're going to rotate over to B. TSM sniffs it out, however, and they're on the flank. Subroza's on the other side. Subroza's able to get one. The Rolling Thunder comes out as TenZ dices up Wardell. A 3v2 in favor of TSM, and TenZ does it again. He's the last one standing. However, in a 1v2, he's got an operator. He's got the Blade Storm. He hasn't been spotted.
Wow.
30 seconds left. This fight. Oh, he's able to get one.
I got the spike. 30 seconds left.
So the shot.
Oh,
TenZ! Oh my God! TenZ! Holy smokes! What was that? He clutched that round. You know, I was sitting there, I was thinking, I was like, man, TSM, normally, the way that TSM have been playing, you would think, okay, they're overthinking the map. They're putting the chess pieces in normally a different fashion to account for the crazy mid-round, late-round theatrics from Cloud9. You never know where they're going to end up. You never know what's inside the Mega Mix, Mike and Ike Mega Mix. You never know what's inside. The mystery. And TSM are trying to play that accordingly. They're constantly also trying to keep Cloud9 on their toes. But once again, similar to how for TSM you can't rule out the Wardell factor, just like that, you can't rule out the TenZ factor either. He finds a 4K in a round, but TSM Wardell already finding an early pick. Has to be good news for TSM. TenZ now going to sit out. TSM likely on the precipice of winning another round.
Oh my gosh, Wardell already with 4 with the operator as he has single-handedly taken apart Cloud9. Mitch, the last one standing, he seems to have picked up the operator. You presume that he wants to save this here. He's nowhere near the spike. Maybe gets a pick. Whoa! Yeah, he gets it through the smoke. Subroza gets taken out. Cloud9, things not looking good here, but they should be able to take this operator into the next round.
Found them.
We'll see. 40 seconds left on the clock. Alarm bot's going to trigger. Mitch now in a 1v3 with Wardell. Looking like a Game of Thrones episode over there by the fountain. Bodies all over the ground.
30 seconds left.
And guess who's towering above them? It's Wardell with an op. Posted up like a turret. Shot after shot. Sitting down in the bunker. TSM managed to keep the long push at bay. Now for Cloud9, that puts us up 11-11. There's a possibility here for an OT, but you know Drake, as
10
Drake
seconds
says, we
left.
never go OT. And for TSM, we'll see if they can bring us there. This is close. This is such a heater of a map here on Bind.
Oh my goodness, this thing's unreal. This second half has just been absolutely bonkers. And again, remember, TSM started off slow. Cloud9 was in full control. At the beginning, the score was 7-2 at one point, and since then, it's been TSM, 24 and 12 out of Wardell. Cloud9 was able to save the operator and get it into the hands of TenZ. Cloud9 needs to stand strong here. They don't have any ultimates to work with, but they've got to stand strong.
I mean, you could say the same for TSM. They're both relatively even on economy. A loss here is going to put a blunder on the plans for either team. And once again, it is off the apple. Oh, that was close. Woo! This one's a little spicy. Woo. I like the attempt there from TenZ, but Wardell has to back away.
Keep in mind, Wardell also still has that Blade Storm.
Yes.
TenZ does not.
They were able to secure the ult orb in shower side. We already heard the tailwind used by TenZ. I think he anticipated the paranoia or something, or maybe he just thought that he was under fire, he had to get out, but nobody was looking his way. Cloud9, 4 members strong from TSM on this A side. They're going to be for a big surprise. They're in for a big surprise when Cloud9 hit this B side. There's a lot of utility there. Tripwires galore. Cloud9 with 40 seconds left on the clock. I don't assume there's any late round theatrics. Now they have to push in. That's the running back that's going to identify the signal that they're getting involved. Spike is being planted. That's going to be one player located. Shinobi dodging that operator shot. Still trying to make it sing as Wardell. But Subroza pushes through the portal. Now TSM, they've got a sandwich of their own, but they're trying to clear out one of the cookies on the other side. Relyks will be able to deal with him. And now it's the 5v4 retake for TSM.
The problem is for TSM, they're all going to be pushing in from the same side. There is no flank. There's nothing else to really keep Cloud9 on their toes. TSM doesn't have the numbers advantage, but they've got to bust a move. Ladies and gentlemen, Cloud9 looking to push this thing to match point. Mitch is able to take care of hazed. Mitch looking to get a second, and Mitch lights up the kill feed yet again. But Wardell with the operator, able to trade out Relyks. A random tripwire still around. TSM backs off. Ladies and gentlemen, Cloud9 at match point.
Not only match point, Doug, but they're at series point as well. Now if TSM are able to sneak out one more round, will be taken to overtime. And this is the opportunity for TSM to still keep this map in competition. A very interesting map thus far. We've seen some theatrics on the pistol from Cloud9. Back and forth it goes. 7-2 at some point. TSM claw back, and now here we stand. Cloud9 at map and series point. TSM op back in hand. TenZ got the op as well. And after this, the economy doesn't matter. If you're new to the overtime rules, the economy will sit at 5,000 every single round. The ult points will be at half, but let's put that on pause. We're seeing the involvement from Wardell. He inches ever so close in the showers, but he's gonna have to wash that one off as TenZ will take him down.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, Cloud9 have defeated TSM the last 2 best-of-3s that they've played, and so far, they have the lead. They're 1 round away from doing it yet again. TSM down a member. They do have the neural theft, which is huge if he's able to get a body, but Relyks spots one, tries to tag him up. Subroza was able to get away, but certainly a bit worse for wear. The spike from Cloud9 has not made it onto the site yet, as it looks like they're thinking twice about it. They're starting to rotate out of showers.
Drone and Subroza, especially as the rounds have started to lay on, have been playing this lamp side together. Normally it has been Wardell and Subroza, while Drone having more of a focus towards the B site. TSM have been very comfortable in the late round theatrics on the A side. As we've seen, Cloud9 have just barely ever been able to make it on the A side, but this is going to be one of those
30 seconds
times.
left.
If Drone and Subroza can hold the line here, TSM can bring us to OT.
hazed taking a look. It's a Guardian, Sentinel over that A short area. As it looks like that's exactly where TSM goes. And oh my gosh, the CC was huge. Subroza with a 3-piece mows apart Cloud9. Ladies and gentlemen, this looks all but inevitable. Cloud9 doesn't have the spike. They don't have any control over it. Are you not entertained? We're going to overtime.
That was, I'm like speechless. Like, Cloud9 have had these big brain plays.
Switching sides.
And then they 5-stack through A short. I'm just very confused. I'm just very confused, Cloud9. If I could get a DM coach, from the strategic coach. Somebody tell me what on earth that was. And that was a scary sight too. The fault line, the Cypher cage. They were like, what is happening? We can't even break through this site. They're trying to let Relyks push forward with the curveball, and then Subroza's like, yeah, you ready for this? Boom, swing, you're gone, you're dead, 3K, easy for TSM. And now we're gonna go with the back and forth of the overtime.
Gosh, this is why I love Valorant. It's because of matches like this. Like, how much more could you possibly ask for? Two of North America's best at this close of a match on a map that we have not seen from either of them in this tournament. This thing has delivered 1000%. And folks, I have good news for you. We're not done.
TSM is never going out. You know TSM, they are never done. We're now looking at the attack plan here for TSM. Shinobi gets into a very cheeky position. Unfortunately, Culver's going to help out, but that's the spike down. So far, it's been trade for trade down to the 2v2, and both TenZ and Wardell are out of commission. It's down to hazed and Subroza. On the opposite side, it's Shinobi alongside Mitch. Mitch has had a spectacular performance, but once again, TSM just, they love this they love this cranny, and so is Mitch going to feel it, as Subroza is going to take him down. Spike still not planted. Shinobi has to clutch things out. Hazed. Gonna still play slow. Now he comes through. The shots are good from Subroza. TSM now flip the script and one away from bringing us to map 3.
Match point.
TenZ at 23 and 18 has had himself a field day. Vice is certainly playing well as our Mitch and Relyks, and Shinobi's a bit lagging behind on the scoreboard. But Cloud9 have a chance here. The problem is their attacking side, as we saw in the previous half, or in the latter half, was not as strong. So for TSM to win that is huge. Wardell with a uncharacteristic miss, and he got tagged up a little bit as well. Cloud9 looking to push the matter, looking to get onto B, but with a little bit of ruckus raised, they're going to rotate back out.
They're going to leave Relyks to do what Shinobi did in rounds previous. Nope, he's going to back away. It's going to be once again the A side hit, and TSM are, boy, are they ready for it. They're going to smoke down the tag there, the attempted tag there from hazed. Now as they start to push it, Pandemonium's about to ensue. hazed is going to be traded out. And now it's the 4v4. TenZ is a little injured, as is... Oh, sorry, that's Wardell that is injured. My apologies. TenZ and company now in position. Spike's still not planted. And that's because they know that TSM is on the site. They're sending Relyks to do the dirty work. He's going to be pushing in from the shower side. Let's see if he wins the gunfight. He does not. Subroza holds fast. Now Cloud9 are down a member. Still holding on in this late round position, trying to get that spike planted. Wardell up above. That's a very interesting paranoia from Subroza, but nobody swings into it. TenZ! Oh, boy! Wardell gonna sit that one down. Now they're gonna rotate on over. Cutler, can you hold down the Cloud9 offense?
Cutler. No, Cutler's not going to do it. Shinobi takes care of him. They're going to get onto the site, and it looks like it's going to be planted. A 3v2 in favor of Cloud9 as they looks to extend this map. TSM just down to 2 members left. Drone's one of them, and Shinobi's on the site trying to keep things at bay. They're going to smoke off the entrance. Now Subroza's going to peek his way forward. Shinobi's going to be the first one there, but the timing! Subroza happens to be fine, but TenZ takes it out. Drones is going to trade that back out. Drone drops. Cloud9 extends it. We're going to a second overtime.
Switching
I
sides.
have a feeling
Overtime.
this one may go for another overtime. We'll have to see, of course. We have to talk a little bit about Wardell forcing that op on that round. He had not a whole lot of armor to work with. In fact, I think he either went with light armor or no armor, and considering it's 5,000 credits, my brain now obviously finally did the calculation. He went in with no armor, and now he's going to do the same thing again. But last time he got tagged, he got injured, and he didn't land a shot. That could have been the impact that TSM needed. Once again, he's going to be looking down that long side, this time on the opposite side on the attack, and Cloud9 prepared for an A-side hit, but it's the B-side all along.
But again, the utility, Mitch has lit up that side of the map like a freaking Christmas tree. And TSM is going to walk right into it. There it is. Mitch, but Mitch isn't able to get one. Drone takes him out. They're going to get on to B.
Oh, Subroza. Oh, no. Oh, Subroza, he's going to chase him down. He's going to hop right in. He's going to come in from behind. Subroza will be traded. The 4v3. Guess who's coming in from behind? They are sandwiching the sandwichers. Wardell's like, oh no, I got to get out of here. He's being chased down by TenZ. The smokes go down. Cloud9 playing ring around the rosy. And TSM have got a pocket full of posies. Spike, of course, now going towards that A side. Relyks, Cutler, sorry. Finds the pick there onto Relyks. Spike's being planted. A huge opportunity for TSM to get that round lead. But as I lose my exact train of thought, this has been an insane round, an insane series between Cloud9 and TSM.
On TSM pushed through their spawn, so they're gonna have the access point on that pinch. Cloud9 is walking straight into it. Cutler's gonna be the first one there. Drone is there as well with a bit of CC. If Cutler goes down, yeah, the flashes are there. And I believe Cutler spotted TenZ. TenZ gets taken out. Vice is gonna get flashed up as well. Vice trades it, but Wardell takes care of him. TSM once again holds serve.
I have a feeling that Cloud9's Valorant roster is going to be the first on the Elon Musk trip to Mars. Do you want to know why? Because they're so used to looking at the sun. 3 flashes back to back to back from drone. I don't think Cloud9 had a moment where they weren't looking at white on their screens for a second there. And TSM now, they've got the script. They close things out. They bring us to map 3. This is their shot.
Cloud9 were able to pull it off last time. They found themselves in this situation. Can they do it again? TSM down 1 round on the attacking side. The drone is going to go aggressively through a short. They're going to know that there's an operator watching that way, and that is going to give Cloud9 what they need, the information needed to work their way onto B. The problem, TSM, why they normally invest their utility towards B, this time it's over onto A. Cloud9's going to get onto the site for free.
Yeah, they'll find an early pick as well. Make that 2. This is looking like another overtime round unless Wardell can do what Wardell does best. We're going to be looking at Subroza. He's making his way through the market. Maybe hoping to find some late round flanks, post-plant positioning, but TenZ is waiting. And boy, does he have the presence of mind to wait. Back into the smoke TenZ goes, as he will just barely pass Subroza. Well, on the opposite side is about to be TenZ. They swing. Subroza finds him. That's big for TSM. Now as they retake the site, the TenZ factor is out of commission. We'll see now as they start to push on in.
Mitch has done it time and time again, but this time he's taken out. Shinobi, however, the IGL for Cloud9, looking to keep things alive, but he's going to get taken out. Cloud9 just down to 1. Vice in a 1v2. God knows exactly what both of them. Oh! Vice! Oh my gosh! How did he do that?
Holy smoke! Vice!
Switching sides.
Jack, I know you're listening. Jack. You bring in Vice, the last addition to the Cloud9 Exodia. Do you need more convincing that the man needs a pay bump, slight boost, maybe some vacation time? Woo! This has been one heck of a map. Now we're back to the reset, heading into the 3rd overtime. Vice, you had to do it to him with the recon bolt. You just had to.
I need to sit down. I need to sit down. This thing has been absolutely insane. Once again, triple overtime, ladies and gentlemen. Triple overtime between these 2 heavyweight squads. And neither of them show any willingness to back down. Wardell goes aggressive. Wardell takes out Relyks, but TenZ responds with an operator of his own. Last time it was Wardell who rolled the die, but this time it's TenZ who's able to make it sing. Vice gets 1 as well. TSM just down to 3 members left. Shinobi does it, but Wardell is able to take care of business as Subroza joins in on the party. A straight up 2v2, ladies and gentlemen, but Wardell drops Cloud9 just down to 1, and it's Mitch.
Wardell is injured. Subroza looking a little better. Mitch going to be coming in from that heaven side, and that's exactly where the attention is focused on. Wardell about to peek, sees the ponytail there. A couple of sprays. The tailwind will get him to safety. They hop over towards the B side. There is a nano swarm there. He can activate it from range, and an alarm bot as well. They'll be able to take care of it. Now they can't really plant the spike. They'll at least be able to get it into a decent position.
Left.
Now Mitch is forced into the 1v2. It's a one-way smoke, so he's not really interested in pushing that. Wardell very injured. If Mitch can just spray correctly through a piece of cardboard, he's going to find himself at least 1 pick, but Wardell plays it passive in the hookah chain there as he sits. As Subroza will be working his way through the elbow, but still has to touch his knees and toes to find the frags he needs. Mitch now going to be looking for the defuse. Playing it slow. Looking for picks. Can't find anybody. Wardell about to peek hookah, but does not get spotted. Now as he tries to jump out, shot's gonna be good. Down to the 1v1. Subroza behind the tuna can, but they just barely pass each other. Now mitch is just trying to stick to defuse. Thinks that Subroza is playing towards the long side. He is not. The elbow flank works out.
Switching sides.
Once again,
Match
TSM
point.
looking at map point.
And the thing is, Simo, Mitch has been in situations like that time and time again in this series, and he has delivered. So for it to be a 1v2, Mitch, to keep that as interesting as he did, it's just another day in the office for Mitch. And to keep, again, to get us to another overtime, to keep this thing going is just huge. But the problem is, TSM have pushed Cloud9 into the corner 3 times now. Cloud9 has been able to come out swinging twice and create some room for them, but can they do it again? Can we get into quadruple overtime? TSM once again with the advantage.
I just want map 3. That's all I want. I think that's what everyone else wants. Yeah, this bind map has to come to an end eventually, but I just want TSM to win so we could see what map 3 looks like. Come on. This series, this map in particular, has to be a convincing factor for wanting that 3rd map, and Cloud9, they don't. They don't want it. Now as the paranoia comes, holds the line, he's able to spray down 1/10, taken down to injured levels. Now as they start to come through, Subroza will be stopped. Now Cutler pushes forward, that spike down, and it's a 3v3 remaining now with Cloud9 up against TSM.
Vice is able to pick up the spike and start to rotate over. Oh, Wardell is waiting for TenZ with open arms and an operator to take care of him. Cloud9 just down to 2 members left once again to try to keep this map alive, to try to take care of TSM and 2-0 them. But TSM once again with the numbers advantage. 30 seconds left. Cloud9 trying to work their way up a short. There's the cage. It's going to give away all of their positioning. It looked like Mitch was able to get through into U-Haul, and they're going to take the telly out. hazed is still there, however.
Doesn't matter. Wardell is not there. That's all that matters for Cloud9. They don't want Wardell to be a part of that conversation. Now hazed sprays, hazed finds his mark, and TSM stay alive.